Welcome to your mom's favorite channel. Today is a rainy day. It's one of those days you just want to stay in bed, cuddle, and shove a bunch of comfort food into your face. And I've mentioned this before, but here in South Africa, we call this pancake weather. But there is another traditional South African dish that plays just as well with rainy weather like this, and it's called Melkkos, or loosely translated to milk food, or food made with milk. And this is a very simple and quick dish to make. This recipe will be enough for 2 servings or 1 huge serving if you're a gluttonous piece of shit like me. In a mixing bowl, add 150 grams of cake flour, 50 grams of vegan butter or margarine, and then using your hands, start mixing the flour and the butter together. Or you could use a food processor, but I didn't want to get mine dirty just for this. Just work the butter and the flour together until they start combining. They'll start making all these little crumbs. And another way you can do it is just by rolling the butter and the flour in between your hands. The size of these crumbs will affect the texture of the Melkkos later on. So if it starts making big clumps, just break them apart. You can even try using a whisk. And my personal preference is keeping the crumbs smaller than the size of a pea. And that will just ensure that the Melkkos is not too clumpy when it's done. And then in a big pot on medium heat, add any neutral tasting plant-based milk. I only had this macadamia milk on hand, but I really love this brand, especially for using in my coffee. We want to get this milk to a boil slowly, as plant-based milks tend to burn quickly, especially if left unattended. And optionally, add a cinnamon stick to the milk as it comes to a boil, just to add a little more flavor. Add 2 big pinches of salt, and make sure to stir it occasionally just to prevent burning. And as soon as the milk gets to a boil, slowly add the flour and butter crumbs while whisking continuously. This will prevent the crumbs from clumping together. Once everything is added, turn the heat down to medium-low and stir occasionally, every 30 seconds or so. And continue doing this for about 10 minutes. If you don't have cinnamon sugar on hand, you can quickly make your own. Half a cup of sugar, a tablespoon of cinnamon, mix it together, done. I only had brown sugar on hand, but I'm pretty sure you won't even notice the difference. And once the Melkkos is done cooking, it's time to dish up. Okay. I know this looks like a goopy mess or some weird old peasant food, but I promise you this stuff is delicious. To me, this food is so nostalgic. It's like a scene right out of my childhood. Obviously not the aesthetics. It would have been on one of those little city car rugs surrounded by Pokemon cards and Dragon Ball Z Tazos. Anyways, to finish this dish off, you just sprinkle over some cinnamon sugar as much as you need and then stuff it into your face. Besides this being f***ing delicious, it's also very filling. And the taste is very reminiscent of South African pancakes. And that's most likely because it's made from the same ingredients. So I would be very interested to know what your thoughts are on this dish. But yeah, I haven't had Melkkos in more than 13 years or so. So this was my first reaction. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions or questions. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace!